Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another backstage interview for the Metals Investor Forum. It is, what is it today, November 10th, and I am joined by Corwin of Sitka Gold. Cor, thanks for joining us here today, and I'm going to jump right in. Sitka has a bunch of results that we're waiting on from the Yukon, and this has been an evolving project for you over the last year in terms of how much land you have up there and sort of your understanding of the assets. So why don't you set the stage a little bit for where those results are coming from and what you were hoping to achieve this season up in the Yukon.
Thanks, Gwen. Yeah, this was our first drilling program on our district scale RC Gold project in the Yukon. The last couple of years have been kind of fine tuning the geochem and the geological mapping and trenching and so forth. So this program was very exciting for us because it was our first step at testing some of these targets. We drilled 6 holes over about a 15-kilometer area, different targets. And we got the results for one target area a couple of weeks ago that we announced, like 139.1 meters of 0.61 grams per ton gold. And this kind of kicked off a lot of excitement internally in the company because structurally and geochem-wise, this could be a very big zone. So we're looking forward to the assays from what's called the saddle zone, which is a couple of kilometers, between 1.5 kilometers and 2 kilometers, 2 drill holes there that could be connected to this find. So those 2 drill holes are coming down the pipe pretty quick and can really solidify what we believe is a large mineralized zone there of gold. So stay tuned for that. But this first program, we got started late. It was the end of July due to COVID. And that's when we could actually get launched up in the Yukon there without any restrictions. And we were able to achieve this in a very short period of time, drilled 6 holes over this crazy strike length and obviously get some good results to date. One thing I would mention is we saw visible gold in the drill holes that we've announced. We didn't blow our horn on that. We like to wait until we get the assays and confirm the grades, and we did that. But it obviously was gold, and we were having a hard time not saying anything. But it's just not our policy to make news releases on visible gold. So yeah, we're pretty excited, and should have the results for the rest of those drill holes anytime now. And then, of course, our focus is going to move to Nevada and Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, the scale that you just described there, I mean, 6 drill holes over so many kilometers. This is sort of the balancing act of attacking a new project, right? Is whether you sort of focus in on one area to demonstrate that there's, good continuity or whatever there might be there versus demonstrating scale. But sort of the reason that you have been so interested in this area as a whole for such a long time is because you think it's very underexplored for intrusion-related gold, which has the potential for scale. So obviously that was your approach with this first pass.
Exactly. We took quite a while to put this package together. It's 345 square kilometers. There's 5 underlying properties, and it's located strategically right in the center of the Tombstone Gold Belt between Victoria Gold's producing mine, the Eagle deposit, and Golden Predator's mine, Brewery Creek. So it's a very fertile area. There's been a lot of work done in the past there, but there was never a road cut through there, so it was very expensive. If you go back to the early 90s, you had Noranda and Kennecott and Hemlo Gold, and you had a lot of outfits moving through there when it became apparent that this was a juxtaposed section of the Tombstone Gold Belt in the Yukon, as opposed to Kinross's Fort Knox mine in Alaska. And so there was quite a bit of excitement there back in the early 90s. but obviously gold was not where it's at today. And without the access, a lot of this ground became available, but had a lot of historical data that was we were able to get our hands on. And this helped us with some of our target areas. But by no means have we exhausted targets there. We've just barely started. There's just so many targets from the work done in the past and the work that we've done. So we had to be very selective for the small drill program that we had, and it's paying off for us. We are very happy with what we're seeing there right now.
Well, that's exciting. Certainly looking forward to seeing those results when they come out. Labs are slow, but that's the struggle everybody's having. And then, of course, UConn is a seasonal place to work. You had your summer program, and now you'll have to wait until next summer to get going up there again. But Sitka has, as you mentioned, assets down in warmer climes that you can shift focus to. So let's talk a little bit about what you want to achieve down in Nevada and Arizona over the next few months.
Okay, Gwen, before I do that, I'd just like to mention that we also have drill results that we're waiting for on a new acquisition up in the Yukon there, a new property called the OGI. Yes. And that is a SEDEX type target. It's a lead, zinc, silver target that was kind of delineated from soil sampling and trenching in the past. There was never any drilling done. And we moved in and drilled 4 holes into this soil anomaly that is about 750 meters long and about 250 meters wide, to see where this silver and zinc is coming from. And those 4 drill holes are also in the lab.
Right.
So now I'll move on to Nevada and Arizona. Well, Arizona, that's our flagship property, primarily because it's got a historical resource of 5 million ounces of silver and about 120,000 ounces of gold. And we did a drill program earlier this year that we completed and released the results in April that essentially was to test the continuation of the Burrow vein where the historical deposit is, where it's undercover going along the mountaintop. But the soil sampling showed gold and silver for 1.5 kilometers along the projected strike of that Burrow vein. So our first 10 drill holes confirmed that vein is just sitting under the surface of a volcanic rock cover there. And right now we're looking at putting in several more holes to the south, but this is going on to federal BLM land, and we're in the middle of getting permitted for those drill holes. It's taking longer than we thought, and I sound like a broken record, but we're waiting on the BLM. So that's our project that we believe we can build ounces in a hurry. And the fact it's in a good jurisdiction, logistically, it's just off the interstate highway. It's got a lot going for it. It was permitted to go in production in the 1980s, never did happen because of the fall in the price of gold. So we're looking at moving back down there. And secondly, our Alpha Gold project in Nevada that we put 1 deep hole in and released those results in July. That hole went down about 545 meters and ended up testing the lower plate stratigraphy. Didn't quite get into the lower limestone unit that we wanted to because the hole went from being vertical to deflecting quite a bit to 60 degrees. So what we're looking at there is what we've derived from that hole is that the lower plate carbonate target that we have, the Garden Valley anticline Devil's limestone unit is intact down there. We didn't, like I said, we didn't quite tap into that, and our second drill hole will be strategically located to hopefully do that job. One thing that hole gave us, that first deep hole, is the mercury readings were elevated whenever we had anomalous gold intersections, and we believe this is leakage from that lower target zone. So we're in the middle of planning that second drill hole, and we just want to make sure that we've used all the available information we can before we move on to that. Just not running in there and just plowing down 11 holes because we're permitted for it. We're not doing that. So hope to be moving in that direction here in the next few weeks.
Gotcha. I mean, that's a lot of, I like companies that have multiple opportunities for success, kicks at the can, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, drill results from 2 projects in Yukon, pending programs on 2 projects in the, in Arizona and Nevada, all projects that, I like. I think there's good opportunity at all of them. Yeah, Sitka's looking forward to an exciting year, I would say.
Absolutely. Gwen, I liked your talk where you mentioned that having diversity is a very good thing for juniors. And we believe that. And that's why we've drilled 4 different projects this year already. That's kind of in our MO, that's how you're going to find a good discovery, is to continue to not be just focused on one or married to one project. So
Absolutely.
we're in that group.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much for the update, and I certainly look forward to keeping up with all the developments with Sitka as the year progresses, or as the next year comes around. So thanks very much, Cor.
Thanks, Gwen.